Above Ground Basement.
Welcome to the Above Ground Basement podcast. I'm Thelonious Monk.
I'm Pensive.
I'm Digital Monster.
Today we are sitting in the presence of a fantastic Omaha spoken word poet, Alaina Foster.
Hey,
Alaina
kids.
Foster.
Thanks.
Snap it up, clap it up.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So you're a spoken word poet. What exactly does that mean?
Spoken word poet. Oh, that can be a lot of things, but generally it's slam poetry, which is not very easily definable. So it's a lot of, it's not so much the written page as much as the performance. So you kind of want to bring some entertainment value to what you're doing. So it's pretty sweet.
Act it like theater.
Yeah.
Kind of theater along with like a monologue type of.
Almost like the bigger jackass I act with
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
I'm saying. I mean, you could get up there and eat nachos and write a list.
Yeah.
Sounds like a wonderful time.
It's great. It's a great way to let out anger.
Just go out there and yell with Doritos in your mouth.
Here
Yeah,
are
like
the
I
things I made these nachos out of. First we had chips.
No, I watched a dude hump the floor once and just make sex noises. That was in Detroit. I was like, yay! Like, it was great.
I would have been dying.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Does not seem very comfortable though. I mean,
No.
you got to commit. You got to commit to that.
Yeah, you got to go the whole way through for that one.
Yeah.
There's no stopping at 30 seconds.
Keep going.
Yeah, people would be so let down. I know I would. I'd be like, oh, was that
No,
just
all the
like
women in the room
beginning?
would be like, well, this is just like any other time.
Yeah.
Poor floor. Unsatisfied.
So, you went to National Poetry Slam as like a volunteer
I
last year, was
did.
it?
Yeah, I went to the one in Oakland in California. It was a great time. I would suggest that anybody go and volunteer before they try to make the team.
Absolutely.
So-
I would say that too.
Yeah, you save yourself a lot of money.
Yep.
You meet a lot of cool people. I think I met like just about every living poet that I adore.
Oh yeah.
I got
Wow.
stupid.
Yeah.
Pop quiz.
Right off the bat.
Word association. Batman.
Tights.
Robin.
Val Kilmer?
Oh,
Orphan.
I couldn't tell if you said Pac-Man or Batman, so I had to go on what the first two
Oh, look
people
at this
said,
guy.
and then I had
With the
nothing.
balaclava on.
wow.
Man.
All right, so where were we?
Chat rouletting on the podcast.
I don't know what's happening.
That person had a mask on.
This is crazy.
I love chat roulette.
I didn't even know this was like still a thing. Apparently, it's big everywhere still.
It's still going, especially in Turkey.
In the Middle East.
Yeah, turkey's a big deal.
Turkey, they just got chat roulette out there. That's a big deal.
I feel like there's only 5 women on this.
And none of them are from Turkey.
And none of them are real.
None of them are animated. They all have a banner across their chest.
Oh, God.
Click here.
So,
Oh, we were speaking about volunteering.
Before
Yeah.
the
volunteering
Yeah.
at National Poetry Slam.
Yeah, National Poetry Slam was sweet. Yeah, I mean, it has a long history, really, because it started in Chicago in late 80s, early 90s. And a lot of people have been involved. I've had a great time getting back into it because I was involved in Detroit in like the early 2000s. So I got to meet, Scott Woods, David Blair, a lot of really cool people from that area of the country. And now, like, big names like Andrea Gibson or Daphne Gottlieb is a person that I adored, and I totally fangirled out and kind of drooled at her. She kept holding... She had this dog. And don't get me wrong, this chick is weird. Like, she writes some crazy-ass poetry. Like, I read her shit, and it changed everything I think about poetry. Before that, it was, like, academic, and it was Nikki Giovanni and blah, 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 Adrian Rich, shit like that. And then I read this chick, and she just blew my mind with what she was writing. Just changed every rule. Wow. So when I met her, I told her that. I think she was high, and she was holding this chihuahua, and she had stuffed Kleenex into its ears because we were at like the semifinals show, and she's just holding this dog everywhere she goes, and I'm like, okay, that's sweet.
I'm trying to tell you how much I adore you and how you opened my creative mind.
Yeah.
and I'm just staring at a dog with Kleenexes in it.
Yeah, like I just want to be like, is your dog okay? So I mean, it was cool. Like volunteering was great because when you compete, because spoken word poetry can be competitive. A lot of people don't, but some people do. It's really great to be able to go and just get involved. Like I ran bouts. Somebody handed me money. It's just debauchery. It's a week of debauchery for poets.
Yeah, for sure. The
So.
decathlon
Oh God.
gets crazy.
Yeah, there's an underground slam. That's probably where the best work is coming out of. Things that involve ketchup or yelling or taking off your clothes, which that happens inside and outside of the competition. So
Sometimes in the hotel lobby.
yes, or sometimes in trees outside of it. I mean, you take a lot of people with really high intelligence and really low social skills, and you give them a lot of alcohol,
Yeah.
All out of their element.
and let's just see what happens.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, what I figured with Poetry Slam was it was something to meet people with, because when you get out there and you notice that everybody has kind of the same passion about writing, and everybody there can teach each other one thing or another.
Absolutely.
It takes your craft to a whole new level. Like,
Oh
just
yeah,
way more respect.
absolutely.
Everything.
Well, if you're not reading, you're not writing. So
yeah.
I'm a big proponent for actually reading other people's work and being involved. I'm sure that most arts are the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You really need to expose yourself and put yourself out there and see what's in the world. And I made so many great contacts that when I drove out to California, I stopped in Vegas and did a show.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was, to like a packed room, and that's a crazy opportunity just because of somebody that I met at an event.
Right.
So, I guess for listeners who don't have any clue what here's something that I've noticed as like a slam poet, is that the idea of slam poet and spoken word artist gets very confused. So, what is the difference between the two?
I would say that slam is a little bit, it's definitely very social justice based at this point, and there can be a lot more creativity to it, as to where a spoken word poet can be very calm. I think that slam poetry is a little bit more lyrical.
Okay.
You're not a rapper at all,
I
but
mean, what is slam poetry then? Like, I don't know. If people
we can't define that.
Well, no, but because you have like the game, right? Like it's basically you get a crowd full of people,
Fair.
and like 12 poets go up, and
Yeah, some places do it head to head. You have a piece that you have to do. It's better if you do it off the top of your head, that you haven't memorized. You get 3 minutes to do your thing. And it's score based, so you're giving random people in the crowd. You make them judges. So
judging art like the rats that they are.
Exactly, assigning numbers to art, which is a really great thing.
Oh yeah. Artists love that.
Oh yeah, we
over
love
everything.
that kind of thing.
God.
Grade me,
just
please.
what they need is for the world to tell them that it was awful.
Tell me this is good or terrible.
If somebody held, 5 people walked into Van Gogh's room and held up 5.6, like I don't really think that's going to help
the
his process.
quickness that he would have chopped their ears off would have been phenomenal.
It would have been great.
Really though, like
He
the
loves that.
underlying cool thing about it is once you get over the idea of the competition thing, you get to go to like Oakland because of something you wrote,
Yeah.
or whatever, It's
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you say you went to Boston a few years before that
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just, as long as you're doing your craft, you always feel like, shit might not be going good, and, people tell you suck or whatever, but, like, you keep working at it, and you keep doing it, and eventually something happens. Everybody believes that who's working on a craft. It's like, something's going to happen with this.
Well, people have come to me and stopped me or pulled me aside and been like, what you said really made a difference to me. Like, it doesn't really matter what's going on in the competition. It's who you're affecting out in the world.
Right.
And in Omaha itself, I get recognized just about whenever I go out, and it's people that I wouldn't expect. Like, I wish that it was beautiful girls, and it's not. It's these really drunk dudes in Benson who are like, "Hey, man, you!" And they'll like point at me. I'm like, "Shit, did I hit on their girlfriend?" But it, and they'll be like, "I saw you at wherever it was, at the Hive. I saw you at Side Door. I saw you at the Hideout. I saw you wherever." And it speaks to them. It works. So that's cool. That's what we're all doing all of this for, I think.
It's really cool that people feel okay enough to walk up to somebody and say, "Aren't you a poet?"
Where do I know you
With a
from?
beer in their
Exactly.
hand? Yeah.
Exactly.
Then you have to like go through their Rolodex of where they might know you from.
Right. Here's all the places I've been in the past 3 years. You figure it out, buddy.
Well, it's cool to get back to the competition thing.
Yeah.
I like how you said that you look at it like to where it's not necessary. Like some people look at it as a competition, but some people just look at it as a way to get, do what they love to do.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
their stuff out there and hear other people that love to do what they do. I think, some people are just so competitive that it's going to happen anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And that's good because maybe that's what they need to drive them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think if you could go to that without feeling like that, you could enjoy so much more of it and meet all these, people and just be open to open to everything you're hearing out there. And like maybe you'll hear the next I forget her name that you said that changed your world.
Daphne Gottlieb.
Yes, maybe you'll hear
Yeah.
something like that and it'll totally open you up even more. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
So I think that's an amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would definitely go again. I'll go probably a couple of times. I'll get involved as you can. If I had advice for artists in any realm, poets especially, is to get involved and meet people and don't become so focused on your work that you're not hearing anything else, because you're gonna write things that are terrible.
Right.
You know what I mean? You really are. It's gonna happen. But just keep writing. Keep putting it out and looking for feedback. Try to get real feedback from people.
Yeah, not the grading that we were talking about earlier,
Yeah,
but
no.
actual feedback, constructive
Yeah.
criticism,
Yeah.
some sort of criticism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So because I notice in your poetry you have like a very energetic, electric way of talking and the way you move and speak. What is your process of writing? Like, does that happen while you're writing?
It kind of does. A lot of my writing comes out as like stream of consciousness. I used to be a big fan of not editing my work, which in the past couple of years I've really started to edit it, and it's made me a much better writer. But I probably don't even do it as much as somebody else. I still write on paper, and that's a really big deal. I
love
write
that.
on things.
Yeah.
So my process is kind of unfortunate because it'll just happen whenever. Be like driving, at work, holding a baby. You want to write about stabbing somebody's eyes out, and you're like holding somebody's kid.
Like not your eyes, but just somebody else.
Give the baby back to mommy.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so I think those are things that I do that might be a little bit different, and I hate to be all technological, but the recorder on the iPhone or your phone or whoever's phone, I use that all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I drive and talk to myself constantly whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
And something good, I'll get one piece out of something that I recorded for 4 minutes,
Right.
and it'll just tip off to something else. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I am pretty energetic. Justin is correct.
Indeed.
I like to yell. I have really bad stage fright, actually. So performing poetry is something that I really pressure myself to do. I don't throw up before and after shows anymore, so that's cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm known to take off articles of clothing because I get hot or like
Right.
Chat
start.
books at the audience.
Yeah, throw chat books and then forget your poem. And be like, can I have that back? So that's okay. But yeah, I mean, it's an art form in and of itself. I think the best picture I've ever seen of myself was somebody took a picture of me performing and my feet weren't touching the ground.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like my arms are out and I'm like yelling into this microphone, and there's just like one like little tiny spot of like the top of my like the tip of my toe that's touching the ground. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much what it's like.
Sums it up nicely.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like most people that I met who, coached spoken word, it was always the big thing. Keep your feet still. Stand still. Take your hands out of your pockets.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I kind of just want to do whatever I want to do.
It's very measured. You can do it very measured and stand very pristinely, and and they say that takes away that movement and all the things like that take away from your work, but I can't stand still. I can't, I'm a flailing, like, I'm coming down from the sky, kamikaze on fire. Like, that's how this poem is going to go.
Yeah.
So, it may not go as well in certain realms, but I'm definitely entertaining to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if they wanted just someone to stand up there and not move with no emotion and just read exactly what's on it, couldn't they just read it themselves? Like out of a book?
Yeah.
Like,
Indeed.
I mean,
We'll go to like a college class.
he or
like,
she
sit
is
in
the
on a
one that
lecture.
wrote this, It's like he or she then knows how to best present it, I'm sure. I'd like to see their interpretation instead of just a robot speaking it.
Well, that's actually why Slam
Serbian
started.
robots.
Oh,
Yeah,
They're the
right.
best at reading poetry, which makes them the worst.
I think Stephen Hawking should read poetry.
Yes.
I would listen to that.
Oh, that would be.
He was on John Oliver a few weeks ago. He was making he's just making these one-liner jokes. It was hilarious. Something about like he was talking about infinite universes, and he's like, "So in a universe, is there a universe where I'm smarter than you, Stephen Hawking?" And he goes, "Yes. And there's also a universe in which you are funny."
Oh,
Burn.
Super burn.
nice.
Get this guy off my set. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
Wheel him out of here.
Yeah. And he just kind of pushed him away. But Stephen Hawking was not having it.
He'd be one of those poets. Wow, his writing's good, but I don't know. He looks really awkward on stage.
Your stage presence is a little creepy.
Right?
Maybe he should have someone standing up there wiping the drool while he.
Oh.
That was mean.
That was super mean. And he knows that you said that, by the way.
And he has an infinite mind. I am not worthy.
No, not at all. So he probably won't even, do anything about it. You're not worth his time at this point.
You're also a cook.
I am a cook.
Ooh.
Ooh, I'm a chef.
Yes.
I might. Yeah.
So, yeah, that works out really well. That's another thing that requires a great amount of speed and pressure. And I went to school originally to be a brain surgeon, and I ended up choosing culinary thinking that it would be a better idea. No. You still have big knives. It's an old boys club, high heat, like super horrible working conditions,
Right.
terrible hours, super stressful. But I mean, I have less chance of killing somebody. Well, kind of killing somebody now. But it's essentially the same job. I like big knives, so cool.
Right?
Yeah. So it works for me.
And it comes with like a 98% alcoholism rate as
Yeah.
well. So that's super
And
awesome.
amazingly, I'm not snorting cocaine off of
Right.
anyone.
Right.
I'm not, I barely drink. I'm like a one drink date.
That's amazing because
Yeah.
most of the, I've worked for some guys who are just,
Oh yeah.
I know you have as well. And it's,
Oh, yeah.
how do you function?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you go home and sleep for 4 hours after you've been working for 16, and then you drink for 4, and then you sleep for 4 and wake up and do it
Yeah.
all again every single day.
Well, there's a reason why pickling is such a big culinary trend, because we're all pickled ourselves.
Right? Yeah. It's just
yeah.
The pickled people of America.
Yep.
listen. If you wanna work your balls off for not a ton of money
Yep.
and have some crazy experiences, definitely get into the restaurant industry immediately.
Oh, absolutely.
I actually suggest it from about the ages of 20 to
Infinity.
25, 26.
Yeah. Yeah.
You learn a lot about life in general and what you want to do and not want to do. And
Well, something like 75% of people in the United States have worked food service at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So all I can really ask you people is, why are you sitting there being such a jackass at your table if you have worked in this before?
No doubt.
because the
I don't
70 that
understand
leaves
it.
25% that haven't.
Yeah.
But more than 25% of people leave awful tips or none
Yeah.
tips.
Yeah. Like,
And
tip your servers, people.
Oh,
And
I-
tomorrow's Mother's Day. Here's my little public service announcement. Tip them.
Yeah.
Tip them
Yeah.
well.
they deserve it.
Go
Very
like
well.
30%. If I have
Right.
a good experience, it's going to be 30 to 35%.
Absolutely.
You should do that.
You got to leave the house knowing that the tip is part of it.
Yes.
Like it just is.
If you can't afford to tip, then you can't afford to
go
eat
to
out.
somewhere where you can order through a line.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just courtesy.
Yeah. I like you.
Tip as though you were trying to pay and show the dollar amount of the love you have for your mother.
There you go. See, that's good stuff.
And if you don't like your mother, then ignore what he said and tip like 30%. The standard.
No lower than 30%.
I mean, the hardest working people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
In any industry. I was in the culinary. I worked back of house for a long, long time. I never did culinary school, but I'm recently out of that field and doing something completely different. And I don't work at all.
Well, what are you doing?
I don't work.
What are you doing now?
I work but like in the back.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you sit still?
Yeah, not really.
Okay,
no.
I'm like, oh, I'm never the person that says I'm going to go get an office job. Like, I hear people do that in kitchens all the time. They're like, I'm getting out of this. I'm like, you're not getting out of this.
Right, exactly. They
you're
all
drunk
say that.
right now.
Yeah.
You're not getting out of this.
You're not, because you're going to wake up and you're like, oh, I'm too tired to look for another job.
Exactly.
And I have to work today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're just stuck here.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear is, like, if I get out of this industry, I'm going to have to sit somewhere and sit. I can't. I can't do it anymore.
Luckily, it's not like a quote-unquote desk job. Like, I have the ability to move around.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
And do things on my feet, but... I come to work in the restaurant industry, and I'm prepping immediately.
Yeah.
After I clock in, and then it's time to start dinner shift, and you don't stop working until the rush is over, and then you get about 2 minutes, and you're just working the whole shift.
Yeah.
And I'm just realizing that not everyone works that hard.
No.
On a daily basis.
No.
And I kind of I guess I've been so engraved into it that I thought everyone did. Yeah. And it is kind of shocking.
I've run a few companies. I've run a few restaurants for quite a few years, and it's nice to not have to run them anymore because now I can actually do poetry and do performance and go out and do that kind of thing. But once upon a time, I was an adult. So my worst worker was this kid it was the summer of his senior year, and this kid could not do anything in a restaurant. He could not cashier. He could not wash dishes. He could not cook.
Oh, wow.
He was pointless. Guess where he was going to college? Harvard.
Medical school? Oh, God.
And I just didn't even know what to say. I was like, people skills. Let's do something. Like, you have to be able to count money. You're going to go to Harvard. Like, you clearly are intelligent enough to do this. And it just didn't sink in for this kid. It was the weirdest thing.
Oh, and that's so strange because almost any job in the restaurant industry actually could theoretically train you for most other jobs or just life experience in general.
Oh, yeah.
And so to come in and not be able to do one single task is like, what kind of person are you going to be in 5 years?
Exactly. Exactly.
Or you work with people you think are just so dumb, and you're going to college. What are you doing? Oh, I'm going to be a doctor.
Oh, God.
I'm like, yeah, please, I hope, don't change your name so I know who you are, and I'm not going to that practice ever.
Exactly. Nice.
But, their mind could just work differently. I don't know. Maybe they just can't wrap their head around
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but...
Going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I really don't think Stephen Hawking would make a very good omelet.
Like now, or like... Because I totally agree. The egg would probably just sit
I'd be
there.
like, you know what? You blew that through a straw. I feel like it's contaminated now.
There's a universe where Stephen Hawking can cook the meanest fucking omelets you've ever had.
Yeah, that's true. There is a universe right now where Stephen Hawking is like a cross-dressing omelet cook.
I bet he cooks every kind of egg too. He could not work in my restaurant. Yeah, he cooks all
scrambled
50.
or fried.
See him going out there in like tassels and
Whoa.
cracking eggs and what would you like?
So he still talks with the voice.
Yeah.
He knows a whole
Well, that's
different
not
kind
even
of black
cool.
hole.
If he has movement and all that kind of other, he could sing like a songbird.
Oh yeah. Auto-tune does
He could-
wonders. For his ears.
He
Is
could
he
be
the
singing,
original auto-tune?
I don't. Maybe. He could be.
Auto-tune physics?
Yep.
No, I want him to put out an album. I want him to like cover Kanye West and a whole bunch of different stuff.
Him and Elvis Costello
Oh yeah.
joined
yeah.
together.
Like cover Blondie and be like Heart of Glass. Like it's gonna be great. You get a Moog behind that. I
Get
would
him
buy
on the
that.
fucking horn. Let's make this happen. Seriously. I'm on your side on this one.
Excellent.
Stephen Hawking album, music video. You only need one camera, like one shot.
He might be able to like drive in circles. God, okay, we're being mean. We're being mean. You know what this is
That's
gonna?
right. Just makes him stronger and builds Stephen Hawking's character.
Let me actually use this as a preface. I'm gonna lead in with disability. I have a really good poet friend named Tracy Schott, and you've probably seen her around town. Tall redhead, peg leg.
Who has not seen that woman?
Yeah, dude,
She
this is
at every show in Omaha.
This is the most supportive woman I've seen in Omaha to art. She's a fantastic artist herself, great poet, and we're actually doing a collab together right now, so we're starting up a few things, so that's going to be cool. But yeah, like people kind of get weird about us as us being friends because she'll go up on stage and it gets real quiet and she'll be about to start and I'll be like, break a leg! And people are just like, oh my God, why would you say that to that nice woman? And nobody knows that she's a nice woman, but she's body and all kinds of other things. So she's a good lady, good poet. She
is a hoot.
Yeah.
Last time I saw her, she was backing out of our parking pad. Poor woman. Backing out of our parking pad in her Honda Element. And the top of her Honda Element scraped under our balcony.
Oh.
Like she got caught underneath it. She's not a good driver, but she's a damn good driver.
Yeah, we have a safe word. We got incredibly, intoxicated of some fashion one night. We were sitting in my room, and I was just like sitting against the wall. And we were just being weird. And I'm like, hey, Trace, if you were an animal, what would you be? And like her eyes are like barely open. She's like, sea otter. And I was like, all right. And I felt like it was like hours before I spoke again, but it was 5 minutes. And I was like, Trace, we need a safe word. And she was like, all right, what? I'm going to think of it. So we sat there and thought for like 5 hours, and which was 10 minutes. And I was like, I have it, dude. And she was like, what? I was like, run! So, run is our safe word.
That is the perfect safe word.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Straight to the point.
So, I mean, disability is an all right thing, obviously, but I've been meeting a lot of people recently. Either they have some form of amputation or mental illness or things like that. So I'm about to start working on some things with that, doing some recordings. I want to take a bunch of amputees and put them in a car. And one of their biggest...
That's the beginning to any great story
exactly.
or idea.
So, because people always park in handicapped spots. Don't do that. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
So it's like somebody...
You are an awful human being if you were pulling into a handicapped spot without any kind of certification.
For shame.
Well, it's all the, it's the 25% of people that have never worked in a restaurant. They tip 15% and they park in handicapped spots.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
No one's worse than you. Name a person that's terrible. Doesn't matter. Not as worse as a person that parks in a handicapped spot and doesn't tip. You're the worst person that's existed.
Oh, yeah, you gotta tip, too.
So no, I want to get together a bunch of amputees, and I want to get a car, preferably my own because it's already beat up as hell, and I want to pull it into a handicap space. I want to have this car full of amputees pull up, look, and be like, God damn it, like and just kind of have that face. No speaking in this, and I want all of them to get out of the car and take their whatever it is, their leg, their arm, whatever their prosthetic is, and just start beating the fuck out of this car, like with their prosthetics. But in a serious sense, and like I can play music, fantastic. Like nobody should talk in
it'd
this.
Be like the scene from Office Space.
Yes, and they're just gonna kill it. They're gonna fax machine this thing, and I want it to be that way. And I want to also kind of prove, though, I want you to realize without noticing that you realized it, that these prosthetics are extremely strong. You know what I mean? Like, they're carrying the weight of a person, or they're, you know what I mean? Like, these people are very strong people, way stronger than me. And how freaking empowering. I would love to do that.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
I'd watch that so many times. It would be great every time.
I know.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, so So I'm going to be working on that. I actually found a guy to record it for me and cut it. And...
Oh, hell yeah.
So this is happening for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So if anybody wants to donate a car to this, that'd be great.
Yeah. Get a GoFundMe going.
Oh, yeah.
You should be funded in a second. God.
$500. You can find some scumbag car salesman
that
will sell you something shitty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beat the fuck out of it.
It's gonna be great. Like, and the way that this guy wants to film it, he was like, I can do this where we can only have like 6 or 7 people do it, but it's gonna sound like 50 people are beating on this car.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, sweet.
That's just the idea.
Exactly what I want.
Oh, no. You know who was in town recently, right?
Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks.
Oh, God.
I was wondering when this is
AKA
going to
Chris
come
Gaines,
up.
a.k.a. Chris Angel.
He brought Chris Gaines in his suitcase.
Justin,
Because that's how big that fucking guy's ego is.
this makes you so angry.
Oh,
I know to not mention him around you.
Oh, Garth Brooks.
No, he's such a force that he's fucking playing 6 shows in 4 days here. Yeah.
How is that?
He's playing 6 concerts and in 4 days.
There's like a 2 p.m.
and they're
show.
all completely sold out.
Where are these people coming from?
The lowest of the places. The lowest. Oh.
The sewers.
No.
Oh,
Good
Nebraska.
God.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they're the ones climbing in the sewers with all the raccoons that live in my street. Disgusting. Just start thinking about that and you think about how many of them are actually running under your feet
Oh.
any given minute.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just like you Garth Brooks fans.
Garth Brooks. So does he do? I wonder if he's doing his Chris Gaines monologue right now. The story behind Chris Gaines.
They're having lunch with Chris Gaines' family right now. It's a fucking family reunion.
They live in Omaha.
Yeah, I guess. They all flew him out here.
We are in the belly of the beast, aren't we? Right now.
I'm surprised Chris Gaines didn't ask to record at Saddle Creek or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, right?
That seems like the perfect fit for him.
I think so.
that's like Abbey Roads. Abbey Road for emo players.
The
His hair
sad
is definitely
sessions.
sharp enough. His bangs. The sad
right.
sessions.
I think we gotta take a break.
On that
guys.
note, yeah. It's
Yeah.
break time.
Whee.
Welcome back to the above ground basement.
Welcome back. That was a good break, guys.
That was a great break.
That was a fun break.
So fantastic.
Lovely spring weather coming in and out of the lungs. I like it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Air is delicious.
Is
Air is like an infinite buffet for your lungs.
I'm a big fan of air. I prefer it.
Well, I
We
think
got
we got
something.
something
Yeah.
special coming up here.
Alaina Foster is going to read
a
some
couple-
poetry.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Very excited
So,
for that.
whenever you're ready, kick it off.
So I wrote this piece as a collaboration with somebody else. They wrote a poem about me, so I wrote a poem back about them. It's called Auctioneers. And you, who wanted to impress me with Alex Olson, you, who builds towers of London and coaxes me to the edge with a fancy word, and when you spin me round like a top, bobbing and weaving, mesmerized, then quick, push me off. You, who sets the stage aflame, that fiery siren that skinny girls appear simply concave up against. Your come hither convex, I can show you a thing or two game that anyone in the room would love to play when you let slip that devilish grin. Alex Olson? That girl was so concave. Writers by trade, could you imagine? People who sit behind desks trying to shark us into believing that they can walk the walk as they rock back and forth like autism in ergonomic chairs with proper lumbar support. But us, riding on hips that don't quit that our mothers gave us, preceded by catcalls and auctioneer yammering that our fathers made us so good at to catch a girl's glance from a mile away. Throwing down dice and calling out craps, shuffling cards and laughing as we say, follow the ball, follow the ball. Got your eye on the ball, sir? Keep your eye on the ball. Which one has the whiskey and which one has the ball? Remember it, picture it. Which cup is full? Which one has the whiskey, which one has the ball? Is it on the left or the right? Let the pretty lady pick, sir. We don't have all night. We are troubadours, travelers, and circus freaks on the road, the higher road, looking out for our next $20 and the chance to sing for our supper. This one's pretty simple. It's called PTSD. Bang, bang, bang! What does PTSD fucking feel like? My only response can be, if you dig a hole, don't let it be a grave. I try to sleep with nightmares on repeat, and I am always dying. The poet cannot explain because the picture the painter is painting is so damaging that I cannot bear to keep recalling the swirling images of suffering and pain and impending doom, and I am always on the run from something. Angry water, a giant tidal wave black with fury, and solid walls closing in on all sides. Loud noises that I could never anticipate because my past has left me behind, half deaf, hurting head, while my future has taken a turn for the worse without using hand signals, or blinkers, or even smoke signals, and I know a few words in semaphore, I think, but I only have these 2 white flags that I'm waving with religious southern fervor, a Baptist hymnal, or a Japanese fan, like a crazy-eyed patriot in love with the Lord. Banzai! I scream as I careen towards ground zero of the rising sun emblazoned red and white on my chest, hoping to get obliterated, vaporized, and only casting a haze of shadow down the street from the strongest eucalyptus tree that history has ever seen, and it is waving, not drowning. Waving, not drowning. I am waving, not drowning. I am waving these flags because I am not drowning. I am waving these flags because I am not drowning. This ship is still sinking, but we are not drowning. I shudder the lanterns and blanket the ash because I am not drowning. Battleships equipped with cannons eye to eye so close to my face that the record must break, stuck and repeating to get that finger out of my face. You swiped my dinner plate. Shattered, not drowning. I cannot get away fast enough from those that love me and those that are after me, because I am terrified and can no longer tell the difference, because every movement feels like a struggle, and peace is only reserved for the Middle East and Armistice Day, and this guilty Hirohito did not pay her library fines on time. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Those poems were
excellent.
Fantastic.
Those are wonderful.
The first one was the exact one I was talking about earlier that you beat me at a slam with.
I did.
Yeah,
She slammed you.
She body slammed me after the poem.
Andre the Giant goes down.
I think I
Many
did,
people
man.
don't know that in Poetry Slam, the first person to actually get body slammed automatically loses.
That's how that works.
I never knew that. That's amazing.
I was ruthlessly body slammed onto the glass stage.
Oh, shattered.
Shattered.
Well, not everyone knows you guys usually like do your poetry on top of a steel cage. Why is everything in wrestling made of steel? Has anyone ever seen a steel garbage can lid before? Because that's what they're trying to say.
No,
It's a steel cookie sheet.
Dude, they dressed them up like medieval knights and like full dress with like the swords and the shields and everything.
Amazing.
Like, I was like, I want to do that.
Man, I have said for years that they need to introduce weapons into the MMA. Like,
Weapons?
Oh.
weapons.
Oh.
Well,
Chainsaws. Let these guys fucking do it.
have I
Just
got
let
a
it
treat
go
for
down.
you then, good sir?
Do we have MMA with
man.
fucking weapons now?
Give me a second.
Is there
here.
such a thing?
Give me a second.
Oh my god.
But aren't their hands and feet already deadly weapons
Guys,
enough?
if I see MMA with weapons, I might like explode into a million points of light.
Yeah, but what if it's
Like
just
Cowboy Mike from Willy Wonka.
Yes. Yes.
what if it's just like handmade shivs? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Are these dudes
any
Russian?
weapon. Any weapon.
Okay.
Let a
East
guy-
Coast, Eastern
Of course they
European.
are.
Let a guy come out with a yard rake. I don't care.
A yard rake.
A yard
it
rake and a
interesting.
brick that they got from outside in the landscaping of the arena.
I'll go
Just
ahead
let
and
them
skip ahead.
bludgeon each other right there in the ring.
Oh,
See?
Oh,
my
yes.
gosh. It's
Full
exactly what you described.
knight's
Yes.
armor
Yeah. it's
in the
wonderful.
ring. Full knight's armor. Straight up mask.
Medieval M1
And
fight.
they
What
just-
is the name of this video? I am so happy right
Just
now.
Google M1
Is
medieval.
there a dragon referee?
Oh, that would be
Medieval
fantastic.
MMA. So it's MEMMA.
Mime. Mima. That's what some people call their grandparents, right?
Miman.
Mima.
Like, why are you even standing around like in a fighting stance, like with your fists?
This is going to be
Yeah, there's going to
epic.
be no punching in this.
Do they give them maces and shit?
Let's
and
skip
just...
ahead to where they're actually doing something.
Oh, see, there you go.
There we go.
I want one of those spiked balls on a chain.
We're seriously
Yeah, that'd be
watching
great.
like a Monty Python skit,
This-
but in a ring.
Like, they did a
Yeah.
better job, though.
I fought in your general direction.
So I always want in like
Best
professional wrestling when they're
comedy
pulling all those
ever.
weapons out from under the ring.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine being the guy who put those weapons there? Like, he's unloading the truck and he's just like he's like carrying these tables to the
Barbed
ring,
wire.
all the way from the truck to the ring, and just to like throw them under there. Oh. He's throwing garbage cans and sledgehammers and all that kind of shit. It's crazy. He's like, oh, shit's gonna go down tonight.
There's a lot of like not fighting happening.
So these
Yeah.
guys really duke it out.
Well, that stuff has to be heavy.
How come we don't have any sound from the videos? Is there sound?
Yeah, there's sound, but I didn't know if you wanted it on here.
Oh.
I'll ease into it.
These guys are kneeing each other. How come nobody is getting stabbed in the gut?
I think they use dull blades.
But they
and
have swords and shields, but they're
This
I don't
is-
think they can
wrestling.
I'm really
Thrust.
enjoying the tinfoil noises, though.
Yeah. This,
It sounds exactly like you would think.
I
it
can't
would.
honestly say if I'm enjoying this or not.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it?
I think now, though, they should let people in them with, like, give them a gun. If they want a gun,
Give him a gun.
I don't care. Like, let's see
I can't.
it.
I can't
Let's
be
see
like.
it.
Give him a gun.
Yeah, why not?
So what do you think would happen after they're like, blue corner, are you ready? Red corner, are you ready? Fight! How? I mean, there'd all be like 1 second. That's what they used to do in
That
like
would be-
the Wild West, man. You're describing a
That would
duel.
be- if
That
it was
shit
like,
already happened.
imagine the hype though if someone with a chainsaw beat somebody with a gun.
If someone with a chainsaw. All right, so
Just see Kimbo Slice out there swinging a spiked baseball bat, and he goes up against.
he should be the one with
like-
the chainsaw because of his last name.
Yeah, he would have to have the chainsaw.
Kimbo
wouldn't he?
Slice.
Kimbo Slice.
I
He was
mean-
made for a chainsaw arm. Is all I'm saying.
Is that all you're saying?
That's all I'm
it.
saying. I want to see Kimbo
That's
Slice
my
with the
very
chainsaw
reasonable
arm.
statement.
So MMA is not good enough. You want to introduce weapons and guns. All right, I don't know if the guns thing is such a good idea.
What about just meat
It could
hooks?
be.
I think that would be a
Meat
lot more
hooks.
fun and it would
There
last
you
a lot
go.
longer.
Brutal.
Oh man.
Like the ice pick ones that you
Oh.
that you hold in your hand. It's like T-shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
got a
put two
wooden
of those in
handle.
my hands and run around.
I'm saying any
Just
weapon.
do windmill arms.
Yeah.
If you run into me, that's your fault.
Yeah, just gonna flail it out.
Shout out childhood.
Any weapon.
So
I
you
don't
could have take the guns out. You could have bullets. All right, and if you're
Yeah.
strong enough to throw a bullet so hard that it can kill somebody, then that's a whole nother thing.
Yes.
That's totally
Like,
legal.
Then you
Andrew Dice
deserve.
Clay
You
and the
deserve.
hit Brain Smasher.
Have you seen that?
Oh.
Brains? No.
Oh, immediately
Andrew Dice
find
Clay?
it. Yeah.
Is this like a recent movie?
Oh no. 80s probably.
I'm gonna change this entirely and take away your weapons, and I'm gonna put in washed up '80s comedians versus MMA fighters, like Gallagher,
Oh,
Sledge-O-Matic.
So he gets the
Ooh.
Sledge-O-Matic.
He gets to keep
Yeah.
his hammer.
Yeah,
The comedians
He
get
could tag
a
team
weapon.
with his brother Gallagher
Yeah.
too.
yeah,
Spelled
Ooh.
T-O-O.
Carrot Top will
Could
have
you imagine
everything.
Carrot
Yes.
Top?
yes.
He would be a transformer in the ring. He would just transform into like a fucking sawzall with a.
He's like
carrot
the
on
Roger
end of it.
Rabbit of comedy. Like
He's
he's like a
pretty-
cartoon. That chest, anything will come out of that thing.
Yeah.
true.
Like a Mary Poppins bag
Never know
There
what
you
to
go.
expect.
of props. That dude's also making like a zillion figures in Vegas, like forever till he dies.
Oh yeah, he's got that on lock.
that makes me sad.
He's got that on lock.
Like, can you imagine being him though? Like that's just you, man. You have to do that now.
You have to
forever.
wake
Oh,
up
yeah.
every day and look at that.
Yeah.
Makes you know what? It really sets perspective for you, though. You know,
Definitely. I mean, money definitely helps anyone's perspective, so that would help me wake up in the morning to to do ridiculous prop comedy. But
He says
Could we see
a
an
robe made out
Anderson
of money.
Silva versus Carrot Top? Carrot Top gets any of his props of choice to use as a weapon.
Inflatable hammer.
I would
Wrong
pay to
choice.
I'd pay to see that before I'd pay to see a rematch of the Pacquiao Mayweather fight.
Oh man, that fight was so amazing. Come on, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
I think Mayweather did a good job of doing what he had to do. And it really...
Welcome to Boxing Talk.
Yeah, we're talking sports on an art.
The sweet
podcast.
science.
Welcome to sports. Sports
Welcome
Center.
to sports.
University versus state.
Who do you got, State?
I like Coach Smith. He's looking like he's really getting number 1 in shape there.
Here's all they have to do to win. Don't give the ball to the other team. You cannot have turnovers. And then on the other side, you really got to score that ball. You got to score more points than them. That's the key to victory.
That's how you win sports.
Back to you, Chet Becker. Every fucking week.
You just summed up every Huskers sportscast
Dude,
I've ever heard in my
I'm a
life.
sports fan. I like basketball. I like football. But every year that goes by, I lose just another percentage of interest.
Yeah.
Just, I
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
I don't
I
even
can't
watch
deal with
every
it.
game anymore.
Right. I just can't. I can't do it. It just doesn't interest me in the same ways that it used to.
The best time to be in Omaha is Saturday evenings when everybody is inside watching Husker games. You have the whole city
It's like a ghost
to
town.
yourself.
Oh yeah.
Go shopping.
It's fantastic.
Go shopping.
Were Michigan fans like that?
Oh yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, it's Michigan versus Ohio State out there.
Oh,
You could probably just rob anyone you wanted on the night of that game.
Oh, they're robbing you. They're robbing you. Like they're
you
they're
lock your
setting
doors.
they're setting couches on fire and doing all kinds of stuff. But out here, it's really like a religion. It's
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like even places in Ohio, Detroit and Ohio both have national sports teams.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just have to focus on college. So
Yeah, and pretty much that's about all there is to focus on sports-wise around here.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's definitely a religion.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have interest, but it's like, I just don't have time to. I end up falling asleep half the time during the games. Like I'm just,
Seems like a lot of work now.
yeah. I
thi-
fall asleep in movies though too. So
Aw.
I think
Pay
a
$12 to
perfect,
take a
right.
nap.
a perfect illustration of Nebraska's complete fanaticism for the Huskers is when the Von Mars shooting happened, and then a week later, they hired Bill Callahan as coach, and the media covered that with nonstop 24-hour coverage, same way as the Von Mar thing. It was on interrupting regular programming and shit.
oh yeah, breaking news.
Callahan.
It's kind of like
They
on
fired Callahan or something.
somebody on CNN was talking about like I don't know something extremely important like net neutrality or something along those lines. It was a very serious discussion, and the anchor is like, "Now hold on, Jessica, we got to cut you off here. We have breaking news: Justin Bieber has been arrested in Canada." It's like, what the fuck?
What a circus.
That's important stuff, man.
What a circus.
Yeah.
Keep up on that.
Well, that was like watching
The
Baltimore. Like
Oh.
Facebook trending. It was
Oh.
like they were talking about Bruce Jenner. And,
Right.
and, like I just looked at the trending. I'm like, I'm waiting to see Baltimore. And, like nothing. 13 things. Like somebody.
Guy's a girl now.
Yeah.
Everybody
Royal
goes
baby.
crazy.
New royal baby.
Royal baby.
Somebody caught a fish in I don't know Louisiana. Like
a
that
big
was
one.
great.
It was a big fish.
Or the,
Shout out Michael Douglas.
that will forever be a tagline.
Dude, I just scroll through Netflix and see Michael Douglas's face, and I just laugh.
Hashtag CZJ.
CZJ,
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
got love for you.
She wields a power that is truly...
I figured she's like Jean Grey, the comic character, not the fantastic MC.
Yeah, she is fantastic.
Who, Jean Grey?
Yes.
Both of them.
Yeah, both.
I'm a big fan of Jean Grey. Yeah. So now let's take it the other direction. I don't have anything. I'm just waiting
Yeah, I'm
for
not
somebody to
sure.
say something controversial and get started.
Quick conspiracy of the day: reptilians.
Oh.
Oh.
They're out there.
Like actual reptiles? What do you
Have
mean?
you seen the videos
I'm confused.
of the shape-shifting?
The shape-shifting reptilians
Yeah.
that run the universe from...
Oh, yeah. It's real, bro.
The inner core of the Earth.
Yeah.
The inner core?
They go all the way to where the heat's at.
What's a reptilian?
Have you really not heard this conspiracy before?
You haven't
No.
heard of the reptilians?
Oh, man.
No.
We're about to wake you up, you
I don't know.
sheeple.
Yeah, we'll, have to,
Sheeple.
we'll have to give you the 30-second rundown here.
The 30-second rundown of reptilians.
It'll be enough for you to make up your mind.
The reptilians are overlording us all.
Do they have like a political party?
I know people. Yeah.
Well,
man.
yeah, they're
They
libertarian.
are the Illuminati.
So they're just lizards that look like people.
They're humanoids that are lizards, but yeah, they
that look
camouflage into
extremely
people.
phallic,
And they are.
might I add.
It's like the Illuminati, except they're lizard people.
Oh, they even have one shown next to a human for scale, so they know exactly how big they are.
Well,
Yeah.
why is it an anatomical human male for scale? Exactly.
Where's the reptilian's penis?
But truth is, they can shapeshift into human beings.
Yeah,
Then why do they have to look like humans?
and that's why you see their eyeballs in those videos. Because
Show them a
so
video.
uncomfortable with
Show
their
them a video.
skin.
Let's play it.
I don't know.
Have you guys ever, like, you look up on... Oh, there's a reptilian. He's got
Why
one
is he
going on
ripped?
the
I
phone.
can't see anything. That's
What
happening.
is that?
Have you ever gotten on YouTube and you're, like, looking at cute kitten videos?
No.
And before you know it, the sun goes down and you spent 6 hours watching conspiracy videos.
Where everyone's just exposing truth.
Yes.
Yeah, they're exposing truth.
Gonna
all over
wake the
place.
sheeple.
Yeah, but too bad they're exposing it like behind a trench. They just open up a trench coat. Like,
They're-
ah!
See?
That's
See?
contacts.
No, that's a reptilian, man.
They see you as their food.
This is real.
So they eat us.
Nobody has doctored this footage
Why are they here? What are they here for?
to control us.
She's sticking her tongue out like a snake.
What?
This is. I don't even know what to say right now.
Oh.
These
If
are
you
the reptilians.
if you ever want to waste like 4 hours of your life, just start going through the reptilian YouTube wormhole.
Oh,
There is some
yeah.
scary stuff in that wormhole.
Oh!
I feel like
Gene Simmons for shame.
I feel like that can be treated with antibiotics.
Yeah.
That swelling down.
These people have serious medical
a
issues. That
reptilian.
lady just born like that. Like what? You're just comparing
yeah, she
humans
was
to
born like a
reptiles.
reptilian. Hillary Clinton, y'all. Hillary Clinton's a reptile.
Wait, this is the best video proof. I just want to let everybody
This
know.
one right here.
Well, this brings you to the conclusive evidence shows.
All right.
Well then.
We got a little
Anyways.
distracted there.
No, really, the reptilian thing is just it's a funny. I find conspiracy theories entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm entertained.
How do
by
you know
them.
that's not really happening?
Yeah, I'll entertain any idea if it's fun, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been extremely fun watching reptilian videos with you guys.
I feel like we
It's been an
bonded a little
enlightening
bit.
experience.
I think if you bury it in a box for 1,000 years, it could become a religion.
Oh yeah.
Just wait.
Right? Stories about it.
Yeah,
you
make
know?
it really good.
Oh my
put it
god! All these
together.
people are like
That's
in the
what
far
the Earth
future are going to
was.
discover all these YouTube videos, and
Oh,
they're going to have
yeah.
so many religions to go off of. Like they worship cats because of cat videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be worshiping everything.
I imagine like a cat worshipping religion would be fairly peaceful. Don't
Didn't
you
the
think?
Egyptians already do that? Is that
Where'd
kind
that
of their
get 'em?
jam?
Where did that get 'em?
Pyramids?
and dead.
It's cool to be a mummy, though. I mean, you just run around like in Scooby Doo. That's cool.
Chris Gaines will be the future, like Jesus Christ. You know, just,
That's the
Oh, yeah.
society that I want to live in.
yeah, you got that right.
Is Chris Gaines 33 years old yet? How old is Chris Gaines?
We should check. When is Chris Gaines' enlightenment? We need a timer on that. When will be the enlightenment of Chris Gaines?
Who are the four horsemen of Chris Gaines' apocalypse?
Oh,
One of them is the
Let's-
magician.
each one.
What's his
names-
name?
Each one names.
Chris
someone.
Gaines is 53.
Oh.
He must age as Garth ages.
Isn't he
I
a
love
little
how it
old
says
to
50
carry on with
Wait, so
that?
he's the same. He was born on the same day as Garth Brooks because it says he's Garth Brooks' age.
Holy cow.
They share a birthday.
That's quite a coincidence.
That's not...
I wonder how they celebrate every year.
I wonder if they're Eskimo brothers.
Only on like 2 or 3 women.
And they all live in South Dakota.
South Dakota. Worst tagline ever. You should work on that, South Dakota tourism.
Yeah.
It's like the Iowa, them and the Iowa Western people should get together.
Oh God!
Create the worst jingle of all time.
Please don't. Good Lord.
It's so good to leave Omaha for 5 years and then come back and all the commercials were still the same.
Oh yeah. You still got like
It pays to cross the bridge.
Yes.
Like Michael McDonald singing that song.
How about Baxter's? It just doesn't get any better. It's still the same. It's been the same since I was a kid.
Yeah.
What sad person is married to that
change
woman
that?
for... I bet she never puts out.
We
You seem
know
really
we
nice.
lost that sponsor.
Sorry.
You seem nice, but we all know your inner sadness.
It's just my Chris Gaines side coming out.
My ego-driven Chris Gaines tells me what to do.
I think this podcast is going to bring about the rebirth of Chris Gaines.
He's got to know we're talking about him. At
Does
this
that
point.
mean
the
it'll
vibes
bring
we're
about
putting
the
off.
death of Chris Gaines?
Since we figured out anywhere in Omaha is built around a portal, so anywhere in Omaha takes 20 minutes. So right now, if Chris Gaines is in Omaha, he's only 20 minutes away from us.
He is in Omaha right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But this is the closest we've been to Chris
Oh,
Gaines. Like,
we
it's,
gotta
I
try
feel
to
like it's
touch
up
him.
to us
We can get an
to
interview.
make contact or do something.
Who has 20 minutes cut away in their day? Let's go get an interview.
Garth, wait outside. I want to just speak to Chris.
I'll be there in
for a
20 minutes.
second. Garth, I said, wait outside.
But no.
Enough with the light show, buddy. You're sitting on the stairs.
Oh, goodness. Well, I think we're about out of time for this week. Alaina Foster,
Yeah.
thank you so much. How can people find you? On
Excellent
Twitter
having
or Facebook?
Thank you. You can find me on Facebook. I'm still really accessible. Yeah, you can freaking see me at shows. You can see me at the Hive around Omaha.
Nice,
the
nice.
Hideout, a bunch of different places.
Do that open mic down there with Ali Peeler.
with Peeler.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
at the
Ohm
Hive,
Center.
downtown.
What is that,
Ohm
every
Center Slam.
Thursday?
That's every Wednesday, and then she
Wednesday.
does the Tavern on Thursdays
That's
as
right.
well. And
yeah.
she does a good job to feature poets. I feel like
And
all the
they're-
collaboration in the city's going really well.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And there's always spots open on those, too.
Oh,
if
yeah.
anyone's listening that wants to try their hand out.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything. You can get
Yeah.
up there
Oh,
and
yeah.
do whatever you want for 10, 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
And I've heard a lot of good things from like out of towners about Omaha's open mic scene because it's big, it's booming, man. People go to
There's
them.
some excellent talent.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And I mean, even come to listen, you know?
Yeah.
Come to enjoy and
Have a drink.
have
Yeah.
some free entertainment. So,
Faux show.
So,
so find me there. And I'm actually working on, the pieces I did are, one's based on a friend. The other is a collection of pieces I'm doing about mental health and different mental illnesses. So there should be something starting up soon to be kind of an outlet for that as well. So find me
Very
about that
nice.
kind of thing too.
Fantastic.
cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Yeah,
Of
thanks
course,
for coming
thank
out.
you.
Yeah,
This has
thanks
been
for
a great
coming out.
time.
I'll be there. I'm the Lonius Monk at the Lonius Monk on Twitter.
I am Pensive. You can hit me up at Pensive Poetry.
Digital Monster at _Digital Monster. This has been the Above Ground Basement. Thanks for tuning in.
Watch out for the volcano.
Thanks for tuning in to the Above Ground Basement.